Hi, Mr. Real. How you doing?
I'm doing great, RFM. Do you see we've got a guest down below?
I could not help but notice what's going on.
I'm RFM. Who are you?
Well, she's got the bow tie, so she must be the real deal.
It's like that Spider-Man comic. Which one's the real one? I don't know.
It's me. Don't trust him. Don't trust this guy.
I got a doppelganger.
The real RFM has a cigar. Let's see. Hold on.
The real RFM looks a lot like Annie Hall.
Yeah. Well,
as Shakespeare once said.
You almost got me.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Sometimes. Send you puzzle peep.
This was my
peep.
Well, go ahead. Say what you want to say, Laurel.
Send you puzzle peep. C'est un cigar.
Is that French?
Yeah. You know that piece of art that's like has a pipe and it says "Ce n'est pas un pipe." It's not a pipe.
It's one of my favorite pieces of art. No, I've never heard of it.
Wait.
Never ever.
How? Okay.
I don't
look
know.
It up later.
I've been in all the wrong museums.
You've heard talking about museums. You saw what happened at the Louvre, right?
Yes, Bill's handiwork all over it. He might as well have signed his name.
What did you do?
He stole the Napoleonic jewels from the Louvre Museum. Have you not heard about it? It's been in the newspapers.
Epic. Is that what you're wearing?
Yeah.
This is a stainless steel, like $20 piece from Amazon shipping, which is amazing.
It's platinum.
Welcome to Mormonism After Dark, everyone.
This is it. So it is October 24th. It is Mormonism After Dark. Folks, you are noticing down below, there's this person who might seem strangely familiar, but whom maybe you don't remember the name. This is Laurel Hell. Laurel, say hi to everybody.
Hi. By the way, RFM, I just took your place on the top right tier. Now you're on the bottom. Ha.
Yes. I did that. Yes, I know. I am the puppet master.
Behind you, RFM, is
what?
Some sort of lava lamp behind you. Tell us about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a lava lamp per se, but it is a nice little lamp that isn't really a lamp, but it has a light beneath it and fun stuff in the middle in water, and then it swirls it around with glitter, and it's really festive, and I like it.
I like it a lot. The other thing, which looks like a pumpkin with like Bugs Bunny teeth coming out.
That's the death dealer. Those are not his teeth. His eyes are way up there. See, right under his helmet with the two horns curving about and the battle axe held in his right hand. That's the death dealer, baby. That's what I asked about last week. There were a couple of people who ventured to guess the artist. Very famous, of course, in certain circles, mainly sword and sorcery, and that's Frank Frazetta. You can actually see, although it's blurry because I'm the focus of the
Tolkien artists.
You do? Hang on a second. See, Frazetta right there, right above where it says can you take my thing down? By which I mean my name thing, not my pants thing.
No, I don't think it hides.
There it is.
Whoa.
You see, there it is right there, Frazetta. In, this glowing neon orange. It's like a dream come true. So, Laurel, you said you like Lord of the Rings, LOTR artists like the Hildebrand brothers?
Yeah, like Tim Naismith, and I mean, I probably could not name them more than that. I was just gonna name him.
That's your favorite, though.
No, but I love Lord of the Rings, so I always like Lord of the Rings art. I mean,
what is
come
your
on,
favorite part?
We've got I watched all the appendices like 12 times when I was a kid, so I suddenly
Are you talking about the appendices in the books where
on the
it
DVDs
goes through all the different languages and how they're pronounced?
But I have also read those, and I tried to learn Elvish in 8th grade. So
how'd it go?
Actually, now that I've learned other languages, I think I would be great at it, but it didn't go great at the time because I only knew English.
Do you know the part of the Elvish line that's in "May It Be"?
No, but I know the chant that Arwen does when she saves Frodo from the horses, which, by the way, wasn't in the books. It was Glorfindel, so we've got to honor Glorfindel. He hasn't been shown in any of the versions, sadly.
They did, I think, make an effort to try and include more roles for women.
Yep.
In pretty much a womanless book. I mean, there are
the story of Arwen and Aragorn is actually only in the appendices.
Really?
Yeah. If I remember correctly.
Well, you're more likely to remember it than I. I've read them several times.
But yeah.
But not the appendices. So what is
hear
your
it?
favorite character? Who's your favorite character in The Lord of the Rings?
Well, the book version of Faramir. And
You
then
like
they ruined
Faramir
him
in the
movie.
book.
But they
Brother
ruined him in the
Boromir.
movie. But also Eowyn is fabulous. I love Eowyn. She's probably my real favorite.
All right.
Bill is like, are we gonna keep talking about
You guys
No,
are
I was thinking Eowyn with you.
I'm very much an Eowyn. Yeah.
I just want to add, folks, you're seeing Laurel Hell because my thoughts are, and RFM and I, we sort of take turns trying to come up with ways to do things. And one of the ideas that I've got is to, from time to time, have one of the folks who calls into the show regularly, who shows some intellect, shows some entertainment value, to have them on the show. So Laurel Hell, no pressure, but with a last name like Hell, I feel like you've been under pressure your whole life.
I chose the name.
I was going to say there's an album called Laurel Hell, isn't there? By yes.
Yep. When I was seeking out my name, I knew I wanted to change it for like years and keep my initials and stuff. And that album came out, and I have no idea why. And I was like, that's it. That's perfect. Like, that's it.
So Laurel Hell is not your real name.
Not
but your initials are RLH.
Yeah, and my first name's always been Laurel.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was it weird when you were Laurel in the Laurels?
Yes, it was. I was named before that was a thing. I just have to say. And then like I got very used to it, but it was definitely a old joke. Oh, it's a Laurel.
For folks who want to join the show at some point tonight, I already see Andrew's down there. He's having a sip on something and chuckling and waving at us. So we'll see him at some point tonight. But for folks who want to join the show at some point this evening, there is a link in the live chat. It's also posted in the YouTube description down below. It's also posted in the live chat up at the top. And we even added Laurel to our thumbnail for the night. So Laurel, you sent me an image of you in a dress. I wasn't just trying to go you in a provocative dress. This was the image of a dress that you sent me a picture of yourself in, correct?
Yes. And this was actually right before a Bjork concert, but I was holding a cup of tea in the right hand, not a glass of wine. I don't really drink white wine anymore. Well, so just so people know, I wasn't double fisting.
This is Mormonism After Dark. And if you do go to an event, you're only supposed to have one at a time, but it
was San Francisco. It's cold. You need tea and a cocktail.
Sometimes you got to watch out for the fact that when you go back a second time, there may not be anything left.
That's right.
RFM.
Right? Am I right?
He's right. There's a bunch of things we wanted to share with you guys tonight. But one of the slides, just to get us started here, and then I know RFM, you've got something that plays off of our show from Wednesday nights, Mormonism Live. And then I also included some thumbnails of the episode that you've got ready to be published tomorrow. And then something that Teresa and I produced that's going to go out Sunday morning. But I want to start here. This is a detailed summary of approved adjustments to select study helps of the Doctrine and Covenants in the Book of Mormon. Now, you, I, and Rebecca are in a text chat. We were always sharing stories for the Mormon newscast. And you didn't think this was a big deal, correct? These changes that
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, and I don't think they're huge either. But I did want to go through at least the top 4 really quickly, maybe 5.
I would say, Bill, that there are a number of people out there.
Yes.
I can't say how many who, when they hear this, are thinking it is a change in the actual text of the Revelations and not just in the introductions.
Yeah, and as far as I know, it's just the introductions.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And I don't think these are a giant deal. I think there's at least some things, though, that are worthy of note. The first one that I saw that I thought was at least worthy of being mentioned is Doctrine and Covenants, section 89. And the only thing they really do here is they give Emma the credit instead of Joseph Smith the credit for where the impetus for section 89 comes from. And I think, as somebody who criticizes Mormonism all the time, I think this is a tiny little baby step forward, acknowledging that Emma Smith, who we used to shit on all the time as she stayed behind in Nauvoo and Brigham Young didn't have much of a liking for her, for the church to acknowledge that this revelation originated with Emma Smith not tolerating, and we always told the story, right? We told the story of Emma and people spitting on the wood floor. But at least now it's in the heading, and Emma Smith gets some kudos for this happening.
I would say this is one of the top 3 stories that are known to Mormons in Mormon history. Therefore, it's nice, but of little consequence because everybody knows it anyway.
It's enough.
You know what part is not as well known?
What?
What David Whitmer said about the whole affair.
What affair was that?
You want to know?
The affair of the tobacco spitting and the revelation receiving?
Yeah. He said, and I wish I had the direct quote right in front of me, but I think about it all the time. He said the Emma part was correct. She was annoyed about the spitting. And then the men were together and they were like, they said they were going to take away the women's tea and coffee as a counter dig and that it was all a joke. And then he said, sure enough, it was taken up and practiced. It was just a counter dig at the sisters to get back at them for not letting them chew tobacco. And it was all a joke.
Boy, that God, he's kind of touchy.
It's such a great quote.
When you first mentioned affair, I thought you were going to talk about that tiny little filthy, nasty scrape.
No, I'm talking about the affair generally, not that kind of affair.
Okay. The next one that was at least worth mentioning, I thought, was Doctrine and Covenants 119, which essentially the wording is changed so that rather than going from the law of consecration and the saints couldn't keep that and it was removed and tithing replaced it, that somebody in the church said, we'd like to have both of these things available to us. We'd like people to both pay a full tithing and feel pressure to consecrate everything they have to the building up of the kingdom of God. And so they changed the wording to make it so that the church could put impetus and pressure using both of those at any given moment at the same time.
That's dirty.
Those dirty rascals.
It's another place where a good quote comes into play. Not 1 cent of tithing will be asked of the people when the storehouses of the church have sufficient for our needs. I think $3 billion has maybe met that and surpassed that.
And didn't David Bednar about a year ago or so, maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, he was standing in front and said the church doesn't need their money. It's got plenty of money at this point. And so he essentially told everybody that it's time for this prophecy to come to be fulfilled.
No, because he also, I think, probably said, it's for you, not for us, but you need it for your own salvation. Right?
Yeah. It's always for the betterment of you.
Can I say this church is so anemic and lifeless that these kinds of minor twists that nobody in the world is ever going to notice except for people like us who are looking at it with a magnifying glass, right? Yeah. Nobody's going to notice this. They think this is a big deal. It's nothing. It's nothing. That's how little the members of the church expect from the leaders nowadays, to go ooh and ah.
There's only one of these that I actually found interesting. I'll say this, the D&C section 111, this is
11D1.
Say what?
11D1. When you make it to that birthday, it's your 11D1st.
So
you know that, don't you, Bill?
I have no idea what the hell.
Okay.
So section 111 is where Joseph Smith sends himself and some of the saints to Salem, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
I was just there last weekend.
Did you find the house? Did you get the treasure that was hidden in the basement?
I should have. I really should have.
Because the one thing we know is Joseph Smith never found it. So it's still there for the getting.
Yes. The main change they made here was to point out in the heading that Smith had gone there on his own accord, that he had heard this guy, Burgess, who was sitting at the saloon or sitting around town somewhere, and he was telling the saints that there was this house that had stuff in it, that had a treasure in it, and Joseph Smith takes along a few of the early leaders, some of the influential folks, and heads off to Massachusetts. And so the change here is that that says it's got the wrong thing underneath it. But on the right is the Joseph Smith Papers Project.
Can I say something? I went ahead and read ahead. I know I've heard this before, but it strikes me this time like it hasn't before.
Yeah.
So what happened is that this guy, Jonathan Burgess, out Joseph Smith.
Right.
He told him there's a house in Salem, and I'm the only one who knows where it is, and there's a treasure buried in it, and then let's go. And then they go, and well, they end up not being able to find it.
The house was rented or occupied. I think those are the two words they use. And so they decide, Joseph Smith writes home to Emma and says, I'm going to stay around a while, hoping we can get into the place. And then they never get into the place. They head back. And what D&C 111 is its Heavenly Father telling Joseph, not sure why you went there on your own accord. That was a silly folly. But what I thought was interesting is Stephen Harper has this quote in the yellow section. Under these circumstances, Joseph took a risk. A man named Joseph Burgess had told him that there was a lot of money. You already said the story there. He says, Joseph, his brother Hiram, Oliver Cowdery, Sidney Rigdon set out for Salem in July, planning to meet Burgess, locate the house, and hopefully find the treasure. They eventually found the house, but it was not for sale or rent, and they left Salem without getting access to it. It strikes me as odd that you have a prophet, seer, and revelator who gets an inside detail, and he doesn't consult Heavenly Father at all, to the point where when he gets back, Heavenly Father's like, yeah, I could have told you were going to waste your time if you'd asked me. That was a silly thing you did.
Why didn't you tell me I shouldn't go on this treasure-seeking quest, God? Well, you didn't.
Yeah, it's just wild how he's like still so in the treasure seeking. I didn't even remember this was in the DNC. It's so embarrassing. It's like,
well, yeah, it's
nothing
changed.
changed.
The 1820s, but it goes on into 1836, like right here. Yep.
It's almost
and I
like
think it even
this
continues
religion
into
was
the
built on a treasure digging myth.
Yes, and in a certain sense, I think it continues into the 1840s. I did a podcast about this years ago. Because in section 130 or 131, it says that to everybody who inherits the celestial kingdom shall be given a white stone upon which a new name is written, which none knoweth save he that possesseth the stone, riffing off of the book of Revelation 2:17, possibly.
I don't know about you, but I did not get a white stone.
Well, you will. You just got to be good enough. And right now, you're not cutting it. So get back to the Mormon church, do everything you're supposed to do. Then maybe you got a shot at getting your own white stone.
Oh, okay. It comes later. Okay.
But that's the promise that the righteous get a seer stone.
Mm-hmm.
All the righteous get their own seer stone. It's in the 1820s, it's in the 1830s, and it continues in the 1840s with Joseph Smith.
What about the gift of the rod?
You want to answer that one, Bill?
I'm happy to answer it, but I'm thinking of as a euphemism, and I'm thinking of jokes to play on that. So
yeah, I do not want the gift of the rod. It's not obvious.
You have to anoint it with oil. You have to lay hands upon it. So, yep. Anyway,
this is Mormonism After Dark, people.
It is.
Are you broadcasting from your office at the Atlantic?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
This is my guest
I'm
room.
certainly not talking to Bill.
I mean, it could be. This is my guest room.
Well, it's wonderfully decorated. My goodness, look at that wall.
Yes, it's very colorful. This is only 1/100th of it.
Do they all have a theme of dogs?
No. It's all just colorful, queer, and multicolored frames, band posters. It's a big mix.
Well, it's a great backdrop for you, especially in that outfit.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, couple of others. Section 112, only thing that's noteworthy here is that the church acknowledges that Thomas Marsh brought some good to the table. They acknowledge that Thomas Marsh had worked to end the conflict among church leaders and to unite the apostles. So with all the stories we've told of him in the past, with the milk and strippings and his leading the church has finally edited section 112 so as to paint Thomas Marsh in a slightly better light. Again, I don't think it's a big deal, but at least interesting. Now, here's the one I thought was the most important. As the church has dealt with section 132 and at one point comes up with the heading, which is that last part there of the big square in the big rectangle inside the yellow block. Although the revelation was recorded in 1843, evidence indicates that some of the principles involved in this revelation were known by the prophet as early as 1831 was the original, and now it is simply earlier than 1832, which tells me
this is so dark.
this tells me the church is no longer feels comfortable pointing to 1831 as a certainty for when polygamy originated. And the only way I think you get there is if you are willing to allow some space that whatever Fanny Alger was, it wasn't a plural wife. That's my 2 cents. Do you guys have any thoughts on this one?
I just think it's dark that they gaslight the membership like this. And most of them still don't even believe in polygamy. They still don't believe it happened, or just like it started with Brigham. It's so sneaky. It's so sinister. I do not approve. But that is interesting.
Down.
That is interesting, the Fanny Alger connection.
They no longer want to point to a date. Go ahead, RFM.
Well, I will tell you that this is what I was always wondering since like 1982 when I got back from my mission. I'm reading the Doctrine and Covenants, and I'm reading it closely, and I'm trying to ask questions of the text. And it says as early as 1831. I thought, what the heck is this talking about? And I've tried to find this out, and there are some people who think it has to do with an alleged revelation of Joseph Smith regarding plural marriage among the Lamanites, with mission to the Lamanites out there, the 4 Mormons who went down in the winter of 1831 to preach the gospel in Missouri, I think it was.
Because Fanny Alger happens later, right? 1836 or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is strange. You're talking about the time where Joseph, wasn't it Martin Harris that they suggested he marry one of the Lamanites and bring seed into the world from?
Oof.
The thing is that there's a revelation that's claimed that Joseph Smith received relating to this in plural marriage. It's a bit late. Brent Metcalf thinks it's questionable, that it's being retroactively applied. I dug around some more. I did a podcast on this. It's recent enough that I remember the general outlines of the podcast, but not recent enough that I can remember them in detail. But I think that what this was that, remember, first off, it's Bruce R. McConkie who's writing the headings. His father-in-law, whom he revered, Joseph Fielding Smith, had said in one place only, and I don't remember how he stumbled upon it, that he was recounting a tradition that he knew from Joseph Smith, and something about receiving this revelation as early as 1831. So it really probably didn't have as much to do with the Lamanites as it did with Bruce R. McConkie's adoration of Joseph Fielding.
Interesting. Yeah.
But now it's gone completely. Because it's crazy to have it in there and nobody knows what it means.
We can make some assumptions.
It does seem to suggest that there is something the church needs to protect itself against that happens earlier, possibly 1831, but certainly long before official polygamy.
Right.
And that we need room to be able to defend Joseph's behavior, his comments, what he shows up and does at some point in the early 1830s, because we need polygamy to go back further. And as you guys point out, if there isn't an actual document or a revelation that we can look at that dates back to 1831, then this would be at the very minimum a necessary correction to be historically accurate.
What a crazy thing. I would never have permitted Bruce R. McConkie to do this, because basically what it is, it's an inside joke between Bruce R. McConkie, and nobody in the entire world can possibly get it. They're out of the loop.
Yeah.
I can't believe anyone has ever treated Fanny Alger as a plural wife. This is insane to me. And I just blatantly reject it. Like she should never, ever have been spoken about in these contexts. And I agree, they're just trying to protect themselves and be like, like the age old, or at least the last 5 years, plurality was a thing and it was okay. And like, she was one of them. Okay. Even if plurality was okay, that was not the situation.
We have this strange thing. Is it the kid, I think, is Mosiah Hancock, right? He points to his father. Is it Levi Hancock?
Oh, it might be. Is
So
there a Benjamin in there somewhere? I can't remember.
Yeah, but I don't think that's one of them too. So I just know the son comes forward at some way late date and says that his dad is who sealed Fanny Alger to Joseph Smith. And I don't, other than
what was the date?
Oh, it's late. I don't know what the date is on it, but it's late. It's 18, whatever.
I mean, what's the date that he claimed it happened? The sealing.
Oh, I don't know that there's ever a specific date given because
it is a matter of much dispute in the academic community.
Okay.
It is. But all the context around Fanny Alger from William McClellan, who I believe sits down and interviews Emma and then sits down and has a conversation with Joseph Smith III, Oliver Cowdery, and other little whisperings and rumors of Fanny Hill and all that stuff going on, indicate that it was not a plural marriage. There isn't any contemporary evidence showing such, but we have the son of the sealer long after the fact saying that it was in fact a sealing no matter what anybody else says. Now, I don't know how old the kid was, but I can't imagine he was extremely old when this all happened and went down. Maybe an older teenager.
I mean, there weren't even sealers back then, so
This was the first.
I call bullshit.
Well, it is more of a theological argument masquerading as a historical argument. It's hard to find people who are interested in this who don't have a dog in the fight one way or another.
I have a cat in the fight.
You have a dog in the fight? Yeah.
So I have a cat in the fight.
Now, tell me about this cat. What is this cat's name? What a beautiful cat.
She's truly like the most angel baby that has ever existed. Her name's Wooly, and she's...
I can't imagine why.
Wooly.
Wooly? What kind of cat is that?
She's a mix of all kinds of things. I find like
beautiful.
Yeah, she's part ragdoll, which is why she's so cuddly.
Oh.
Wasn't there a song that was like that? Wooly, Wooly.
Yeah.
Wooly, Wooly.
I don't know, but now I'm gonna look it up.
I think it's Wooly Bully.
Wooly Bully. All right.
What was that song about?
It's not Sam Sham and the Pharaohs, is it?
I don't know. I remember my parents singing it when I was just a little kid.
Okay, hang on. Let me just check this out. Go ahead. You continue. Keep talking.
Keep talking about Fanny Alger.
Well, I don't know what else to say about Fanny.
It is.
Well done.
I just made my whole night. Wooly Bully by Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, 1965. I'll be here all week. Try the fish.
What is this?
This is our fan. Big.
Hey, everybody.
I didn't know it was disco night.
Although
my bow tie does have ruffles.
When Radio Free Mormon is here, yeah, we got this picture. I grabbed it because our friends at Porch Time, they have a show that's on Thursday nights. It's not much watched, but so every now and then I drop in, or this comes up in my feed, and I see their what do you call these things? They're thumbnails. It's what I've been working on all day for my show tomorrow. But they had this one, and it's called Big Simpin'. So that's supposed to be me, I hope.
I feel like the face is the same face from Mormonism After Dark. You have the same, like, well, you know what I mean?
My understanding through backdoor channels is that it is the
nose,
same.
The nose is the same.
Not quite the same. It's very close, though. I can see what you're talking about. You know, a person without any training would think they were identical.
That was me.
So anyway, there I am, discoing out. I love the outfit. And here's Bill, and I'm not sure what's going on with Bill. You could look kind of like you look like a televangelist.
I think he's the photographer.
I think I look about 20 pounds heavier in that image. I'm not a fan. This looks like me back when I was up around 240.
I was 50 pounds lighter, so that's why I like my picture. You don't like yours, though, huh?
I don't.
So I asked a friend whose name may or may not be Cultural Hall if he could do something with this picture of me because I like it, and maybe we could try some different backgrounds. So this is the first one he did. And here's Radio Free Mormon boogieing outside the church office building in downtown Salt Lake City.
You look just smug enough to be one of them.
This should be required. This is what they should wear to work every day, not those white shirts and ties.
Big.
Oh, there we go.
And then I asked for one in a disco, and I got this one. This is like my favorite picture forever of me.
It's so good.
Isn't it great? That's just me in a nutshell.
Looks like
all right. So is there anything else that you want to talk about this, Bill?
I feel like John Travolta should be in this picture too, and doing that whole touching the different angle, the different corners, whatever that dance.
Dream come true.
Yeah. Sure would be.
What? Where? That's my John Travolta impression, by the way.
Before we jump to what you discovered in regards to a follow-up from Wednesday night's show. Do you mind if we bring Andrew on?
No,
And-
please do. And while he does,
Andrew's been waiting.
comes on. Andrew, did you ever watch Welcome Back, Kotter?
Hey,
Anybody?
Disco Andrew.
Yeah, do you see it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I do.
good.
I'm starting to feel a seizure coming on, but I see it.
You shaved this morning, didn't you? You shaved this morning.
Yeah, you noticed. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'll shave for today. It's still, it's still nice and thick, but
I like it.
Hey, you got one. It's a one for one.
mhm. It's been great to listen to you guys so far. That was something else. Hearing about again, just like that power. That was what I kept thinking about it again, kind of this double standard about power. Like, you're not supposed to do this stuff, but you're doing it on behalf of the church. So that's why he gets to do this. That's why he gets to call Fanny Alger a plural wife retroactively,
Mhm.
Yeah, otherwise, we got Joseph Smith committing adultery.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that term because I fully support adultery, but like,
Just not plural
it's
marriage.
not what it was. I don't support men sleeping with girls that are underage living in houses with them, which is what that was.
What form of adultery do you support?
Consensual.
Consensual adultery.
Yeah. Consensual.
I just think that's not the
non-monogamy.
problematic part of it.
Yeah. Consent and communication.
And power dynamics and age and all that fun stuff.
It is interesting that, right, Joseph Smith doing extramarital relationships with lots of women, children, is polygamy ordained of God. But if you're doing it, that's spiritual wifery. That's no good. Has to have my stamp of approval. Brigham Young, go ahead. Heber C. Kimball, go ahead. John C. Bennett, not allowed.
Very convenient, natural, progression from affair to plural wives. It's great.
Do you think the unwritten part of the history, and I'm asking you this, Dan Vogel, do you think the unwritten part of the history is that what put Bennett at odds with Joseph Smith was that he went after a girl that Joseph Smith wanted? And that's why what he did was outlawed and he got excommunicated for it. What do you think?
I just think he was too public and messy about it. And they kind of had their own little personal falling out. And he was like, now I have to throw him under the bus because he's outing me as a polygamist. That's my opinion.
I think that's it. It's public with John C. Bennett. He's just going door to door and seeing who's going to get it on the Amway Club. And Joseph Smith wanted to keep it a secret because Emma didn't know he was, putting his unit inside of other people. So,
and giving a pass to like all the other dudes. Yeah.
I think that was the problem.
Man.
I know.
What do you think, Andrew?
Great to live in the 1840s, huh?
Yeah. No, it goes to show how impotent they ultimately are, because
I don't know if that word means what you think it does.
No, well, the word came out, and at every point you have people falling away sometimes. Like, we have a lot of people falling away from the church right now, but you have to understand that it was always the case that this was never going to be super appetizing, that it really, really caught on. Like, it ended up being contained into, Kirtland, Nauvoo, those specific Mormon areas where it was concentrated, because I think it always showed itself on the outside to be somewhat suspicious. That's why people were suspicious of Joseph Smith when he went to Illinois. So
yeah, and I mean, most of the top leadership abandoned him and called him out on his bullshit in those days.
Yeah, it was always divided. You had versions of Mormonism from Joseph Smith, but also his apostles, the 70 other higher ups, and they they were attracted to Mormonism, but they were attracted to it in a certain way. And they found out, oh, Joseph Smith is doing Mormonism in a way that we really don't like. So it was from the believers that Joseph Smith got a lot of heat, and so that's what the falling out is all about.
And
it's still the case today.
Yeah.
And for the record, with an activity rate around 30% or so, Mormons have always been leaving.
Yeah.
The church wants to tell a different story where people stay, and it's only these rare moments like Kirtland where people left in droves, but maybe they're not leaving criticizing the thing. They're just leaving because they're bored as hell, and it's been very much fun.
Yeah, just kind of like a passive stop going to church. I have better stuff to do on Sunday. Yep.
Right. Yeah, that first presidency press conference was so boring and out of touch. I was just like, especially when they talk about the youth, I was like, oh my God, the youth are not listening to you. And you're not addressing any of the problems that exist for people in the world today, which are mostly financial. And then they're asking people for 10% of their income. Okay, how's that going to help? Come on.
What do you think about when President Oaks said that he believes that the youth of today are stronger in the faith than the youth of his generation? I thought that was a big, I thought that wasn't perhaps true.
That's not at all accurate.
I can't imagine it would be.
Move, it's one way of trying to persuade the kids in the church today that they're special, and that it's funny because you're kind of doing a type of generational warfare on top of it. So if they're pissed at their mom or dad or grandparents,
yes,
Oaks is saying,
this is a real thing.
Well, hey, you're special, so you forget your parents. You're the special generation.
Oh yeah. So. One time we rented an R-rated movie and there were more than 2 F words, and I was like, wait. And then my mom wanted to finish watching the movie, and I judged her so hard. I shamed her into the ground until we stopped watching it.
your parents had your parents watched R-rated movies?
They rented one. No, they didn't, but they rented one accidentally. And then my mom but she didn't care. She was like, I just want to finish this movie. And I was so pious about it.
Yeah.
So 2 F-bombs is your limit.
Oh, that's the limit for an R-rated movie, and I didn't watch R-rated movies. So.
The issue, Laurel, is that you were taught you didn't necessarily know what R-rated movies contained. What you knew was that you were taught that R-rated movies are bad.
Right.
So just the fact that it's R-rated, you're going, oh, you shouldn't talk, like you're sinning. You're under the influence of Satan now.
But it totally it gave me a superiority complex, and that's just problematic. And the pedestalizing of children as well, it's so manipulative. It's just a manipulation tactic. So
I'll say what's strange is that, Oaks has this idea that questions are honored, but opposition is not. And then to say that the youth today are strong as ever, when the youth today are as defiant as ever, and maybe they show up on Sunday, but because of what they know and what they've said they'll tolerate and not tolerate, the church has had to make a ton of changes, being more honest with history, taking out sexism, having tank top garments. It has had
did you say taking out sexism? Okay.
Taking out sexism out of the temple ordinances.
Yeah, revising the temples.
To a large degree. You don't make all the revisions they've made unless you sense that if you don't do so, you're going to get some sort of backlash. And at least in part, that seems like the youth just giving up on the church. So when he says they're as strong as ever, on one hand, it's if he were to acknowledge that they're as defiant as ever, or they will tolerate less bullshit as they ever would, I would agree with that. But then he's also the guy who says that questions are honored and opposition is not, which means he's not the guy who would tolerate any sort of resistance. But I don't know there's any other way around, and the church has caved in to the resistance and watered itself down.
It sounds like a Potemkin village to me.
A big Simpson village? What?
Penkin Village.
Potemkin Village.
Potemkin Village.
It's like none of that. I mean, I agree with you. And maybe like the more like as I've listened to Oakes since forever, but he is such a lawyer and he is always precise with his language, even though he does lie. Like, I'm not counting those, but like he's precise with his language in the sense that it could be presented in a court of law and technically be true. So like you said, yeah, they're stronger than ever. It doesn't mean in the church. It just means like, yeah, they have gay friends. They're not going to put up with the bullshit. Like, they care about politics. They care about the environment. There's no hiding from it anymore, you know? So that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, you came on before we even started the show, so I know you've got something on your mind. So if I can get your thought, and then we'll let you go and move on to some RFM's got here for the show.
Just letting you know, all that I have been doing a lot of reading and writing, a lot of analyzing and going through a lot of theoretical books. And I've finally reached a place where I'm really comfortable and confident in explaining and articulating what my major viewpoints are. And it's felt so wonderful because it's something I've struggled with, knowing that there's something I want to say. There are things that I want to say. I want to get the message right. I want to know how I can make abstract concepts more concrete so that there's more understanding for everybody. But I think I've made a lot of great crossroads on that. So
were you raised Mormon,
excited
Andrew?
about that. What's that?
Were you raised Mormon?
Raised Mormon, left the church shortly after my mission. Kind of a slow, gradual, not caring about going to church.
I was just going to say that inability to express and articulate after Mormonism, I think, is very common because we were taught exactly what was true and exactly how to articulate it and then how to enhance it if we were into that with other literature and stuff. But like, you leave and then you're like, okay, all of that was fake. What the fuck do I even like? It is a really like, it's like a deer in the headlights feeling, because when you realize you're wrong about everything, it's very humbling and it takes time to rebuild your identity. So that's very normal. Yeah. But I'm happy to hear.
Thank
I'm happy to
you.
hear you're getting there. Yeah.
Yes. I like what you said about enhancing ways to enhance it with literature, because that really is, there are a lot of really smart members out there, really smart Latter-day Saints. Latter-day Saints often really love the classics, big readers of the classics, and usually get good grades, are academically inclined, especially if you go to BYU. So to realize that you were at times aiding the church, kind of creating ways to extend concepts so that they were helpful for you and also defended the church. So
I think it just means there are true lessons there, and that you were you're trying to live authentically and get to that, and you were doing it within the framework you had. But I think it's a sign of that willingness and exploration to get out that you were able to do that. So
yeah. I got into philosophy as a Mormon, and I loved trying to prove my Mormonism through philosophy.
I totally know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you ever read
it was like,
have you read Lacan?
What's that?
Have you ever read Lacan?
Lacan? Yeah. This is what I got. Heather.
Oh my God. What the?
You know what Admiral James Kirk said about
Bill, were
that
you
guy,
tipped
don't
off
you?
before this? Because this is crazy. What?
Andrew,
no. Don't give it up. Don't give it up.
I don't know what's going on.
Sometimes Bill does this. Sometimes he will just skip a little bit into the future and he'll see something on my side That is not on the screen, right? It's not on the screen. And it's right there. And they go, what are you doing, Bill?
Ace of Spades. Andrew, you're thinking
Craziest
of
thing.
Ace of Spades.
He's amazing, really.
I think
he's been this
that
way since he was
Bill
a kid.
is our new prophet. I think so.
He's
Okay,
like a
Bill.
mutant. He could be one of the X-Men.
No, Andrew came into the show last Mormonism After Dark
Yeah.
and talked about Lacan. So I know, don't give it away, but I'm not gonna go down a 10-minute track of having false prophecies. So Andrew,
Just leave it there. You leave him wondering, and then you remember like a week later.
no.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
You see, this is the difference between you and Joseph Smith, Bill.
Yeah, I have integrity.
You tell the trick.
Yeah, because that's what the truth teller does.
Here's some more books. This is Critical Theory, a graphic guide.
How graphic is it? Is it that graphic that we shouldn't Mormonism After Dark?
Nothing's too graphic for Mormonism After Dark,
like,
Bill.
There's some drawings of some suggestive silhouettes.
Ooh.
Some suggestive graphs. Freaks in the sheets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Andrew.
Kissing.
Look at that. Oh, man.
No, I can't look at kissing. Don't even show me.
What's the matter? You don't like the kissing?
Okay, I feel like we should let RFM talk about his.
We should. Andrew, I'm going to let you go unless you've got like a 30-second really quick thing you wanted to say.
I think so 30 seconds. What I'll say is my thinking has to do with subjectivity, like the subject, the human subject. My idea is about the way we can come to know ourselves is to know the ways in which we are a divided subject, meaning that we're divided through language. So the lens that I use usually is we have determinism, like biological determinism on one hand, and we have social determinism or culture on the other hand. My lens seeks to view things as a collision between the two, between biology and culture. And so that's what I use as a way to tell, like the ways we're divided by biology and culture.
Ted Bundy said something.
I know we have to let you go, but Jonathan Haidt, I love Jonathan Haidt, and I feel like he talks so much about that, and it explains why we believe what we believe in politically or religiously, and it brings a lot of empathy to it.
Yeah. The rider and the elephant analogy, that's a great analogy between our conscious and unconscious thoughts, and that's I attribute that to Jonathan Haidt. That's a common analogy he uses. So
call again sometime, Andrew. Take it easy.
Thanks, Andrew.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. Love that cat. Okay, so because you remind me so much
of
Diane
you,
Keaton and Annie Hall, and since I just watched it this past week in honor of her passing,
wait, I'm sorry.
What?
Diane Keaton died?
Yeah.
Are you telling me Diane Keaton died? I didn't know that.
I think, was it pneumonia? What did she have?
I don't know.
Something
it was a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm gonna no, it's okay. I'm gonna put that off for later. But
yeah, I want to do the last lines from Annie Hall, okay? Okay, you seen the movie?
I have seen the movie. Okay.
What an
Let's see if
movie.
I wonder if I know it well enough to do it with you. Probably not.
Want to say it was an incredible movie because I'm watching it and I'm so entertained that I don't realize that there's no plot.
I mean, that's the point of the movie.
Until it's getting toward the end and they're breaking up, and I go, hold it. This is just a story about two people who meet and they fall in love and then they grow apart and then they break up. Close scene.
It's very French style to me. It's a slice of life. Nothing has to actually happen.
Yes, for it to have been a musical comedy, they would have had to have gotten back together. There would have had to have been more to the movie. And that's what's not there, which is what makes it unusual and interesting. And here's what Woody Allen says at the end of the movie. I'm sorry?
And realistic.
Yeah.
What did he say?
So pretend I'm doing Woody Allen. I can't do Woody Allen.
Okay.
It reminds me of that old joke. A guy walks into a psychiatrist's office and says, "Hey, doc, my brother's crazy. He thinks he's a chicken." Then the doc says, "Why don't you turn him in?" Then the guy says, I would, but I need the eggs. I guess that's how I feel about relationships. They're totally crazy, irrational, and absurd. But we keep going through it because we need the eggs.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
know you
that's
keep going
close.
through it, RFM. I know you can take that joke.
I'm sorry, I didn't even hear it. What'd you say?
I said, I know you.
Gone through it, yes.
I know you keep going through it, RFM.
Again and again and again.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I
Because-
love First Wives Club. That's my favorite Diane Keaton
Oh.
of all time. I love that movie. I'm gonna watch that later, maybe.
Mm.
We did
No,
a
she
show.
was wonderful, wasn't she? And of course, 77 is when Annie Hall came out. I was in high school. I didn't go watch it though, because I'm going to go watch Annie Hall as a guy in high school. Not happening.
Oh, was that not cool?
No. There's some girl I knew in high school who said how great it was. That meant kiss of death. I'm not going to go see it. Not in the same year that Star Wars is coming out.
Oh yeah, definitely not. No way. That shit is epic.
We did a show Wednesday night, Brigham Young, Matchmaker to the Stars. And it sounds like you went, I was looking at the slideshow today,
Yes.
and it looks like you went digging for some extra material. That you found something attached sort of to this episode. Does this make sense? This is in the slideshow. Is this something that this is in the Mormonism After Dark?
Yes. And maybe I saw this before, but this is when I was looking for that document. And for whatever reason, this file in the internet,
Yep.
there's just the 2 pages in the front and the back. So that was all that I could find in that link that was provided.
FYI, you're right, by the way. There are 6 pages, but the first 4 are like either blank or just have like a little word or something on them. They're not
That's
main.
the envelope, front and back of the envelope.
So there's 6 images, but there are only 2 pages to this document.
Right. So this is over here. This is the church historian's office. It's available through the church website. And if you look in the upper right-hand corner of any screen, you see a thing you can click. It says legal and ethical use policy. So that's on any page. You click on it, and this is what you get. And the church is going to tell you, I'm sorry, that's the part that is in the upper corner. Legal and ethical use policy is the one you click. And this is what they tell you. This is when the church tells you that they're going to hide stuff from you that they think reflects badly on the church. They say, indigitize it. By the way, Laurel, could you read this?
Yeah. Legal and ethical use policy. In digitizing and sharing its holdings online, very interesting way to say that, by the way. The Church History Library seeks to honor all applicable laws and observe sound ethics in safeguarding copyright, individual privacy, and the confidentiality of the church and other organizations.
Confidentiality of the church.
You want me to go on?
Yes, please. But that's the main thing. They're actually telling you that the confidentiality of the church, which is anything the church wants it to be.
There's actually another part I thought was more intriguing.
Go.
If you find any material that appears to breach copyright, infringe on privacy, or be defamatory, please inform us by clicking on an Ask Us button. Please identify the item as precisely as possible and state the reason for your request to take down the item. Like, I feel like this could be reported because of that, Like anything, like defamatory, they think anything is defamatory. I just found that interesting.
Well, it is strange. What material would they have there in the Church History Museum that somebody else might find to be defamatory?
Oh, I know a lot of pieces of church history and a lot of the Joseph Smith documents. That's why I'm like, how can you even talk about the Joseph Smith papers without being defamatory? There's like no way to.
And when I mean that, I mean actionable defamation as in somebody who's alive.
Okay.
That's what
that's a good point, Mr. Lawyer.
Yeah. So I don't know what they mean by that. It's a strange thing to add, but they have it there. You're right.
But you make a great point, RFM, that the church is acknowledging that if something is intended, we have the motivation to keep something secret that is protected under our legal and ethical use policy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Explain what that would mean legally, the confidentiality of the church.
It means they can hide anything they want to. Once they deem it to be confidential, they don't have to release it.
Yeah. So take, for instance, the William Clayton Journal, which is they're saying is going to be released soon, next year, I believe.
Through Yale, right?
But
yeah, we'll see through Yale. Yes, Yale Press.
But
We'll see.
it hasn't been up till now, and it's been because their reason they give is that there are things in there that they wish to keep confidential.
That's just so insane to me. Like, this is a multi-$100 billion corporation,
Mhm.
and they feel like they need to hide something from the journal of a man who's been dead for over 200 years. That's weird. That's
It does-
very, very weird.
It
Well,
does.
it might reflect poorly on the founding prophet is the problem.
Yeah, it does tell you on the front end that it's going to look bad for the church and for its leaders. That's the whole point.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting, RFM.
Thank you. Hey, look at this.
Ow!
Look at the size of that cabeza.
Look at this cutie.
That's me. That's an original RFM right there.
I think
Hangs
Mhm.
on the wall of my room at
You're
home.
talking about the guy baptizing in the river there. You're talking about RFM there in the center.
Yes.
Hey,
yes,
is this your mission picture too?
Yes, it is. This
Wait,
is
you were in
my
Japan.
15th mission. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No, this is
liar, liar, pants on fire.
this is going to be tomorrow's RFM. And it's fascinating. There's two really amazing things. First off, and only in generalities, because I gotta hope you'll watch. I think it's going to be great on two main counts. First off, we're talking about a program that the church has, which appears to be aimed at cutting out the racist sections of the Book of Mormon for presentation and reading to members in third world countries, including Africa.
Mhm.
So that's what that is about. And that's why it looks the way it does, with on the left a line of saints lining up in Africa at a river to be baptized. And on the right, a page from second book of Nephi in the Book of Mormon. And it kind of looks like it's torn because part of it gets torn out. That's the idea behind it. The second thing that I discovered while I was researching the first thing, I cover in the first part of the episode. And without going into detail, it has to do with, let me go back. In 2020, do you remember the Book of Mormon Come Follow Me manual that in 2 Nephi chapter 5 had that objectionable quotation from Joseph Fielding Smith about the dark skin and the curse? Well, if you do, great. And if you don't, it caused a bit of a an issue at the time. And so Elder Gary Stevenson was tasked with going in front of the NAACP for a special luncheon, which was already scheduled. And he was going to speak there, and he had to apologize for its inclusion. So then they took it out, right? All of my interest up to this point has been about the controversy surrounding the quotation about the dark skin and the curse, which is in 2 Nephi chapter 5, and it getting taken out, right? What I did not focus on until this week is the actual section that got removed. They were trying to deceive us again. And when you go to the actual source material and look at what they quoted and what they didn't quote, what they left in and what they took out, they end up trying to give a very different message than what the original actually says.
You
So
mean in
that's
the scriptures themselves? The limited
Joseph
scriptures
Fielding
that they
Smith.
release?
From Joseph Fielding Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the
So,
website, on the LDS.org site?
yes.
Okay.
Now, this isn't there anymore because this caused a big hubbub and it got taken out, but we still have, images of it on the internet of what it looked like before it was taken out. And what they were trying to do in it before it got taken out was once again pull the wool over the members' eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's been talked about anywhere, at least not to my knowledge. By the way, I didn't know anything about this idea of taking racist scriptures out of the Book of Mormon until last week when I was interviewing with Summer Rain and Charles, aka Black Priesthood, for the last Radio Free Mormon, and he brought it up. And I thought, wow, this is interesting. Is this real? And he texted me some stuff, and I did some additional research, and this is the result. Tomorrow night's podcast, which should premiere at 7:00 p.m. Mountain Time.
Snaps.
You
had somebody call in at some point who mentioned like they were on some remote island or something on their mission, and they had like a little mini version of the Book of Mormon with just the highlights. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably one of these.
That was the first time it was flagged for me. And I was
Mhm.
like, I can see how they justify this. And
Yes.
it's just like, oh, well, we can't translate everything when they really could. But it's just an interesting tactic. It feels like that could transition into this like removing problematic parts of the Book of Mormon.
Yes. And some of them, I'm pretty sure they're glad to see go.
I want to ask a question about this. So the part that starts this and again, I don't want to go too deep in it. If you say this is just crucial that we leave it alone so that people are excited for tomorrow, great. But if I'm not mistaken, what I heard you say is that the church has removed certain things from the scriptures in other places so as to not present racism.
Yes.
My brain
and
automatically.
By the way, if you take the so as out of your sentence, it will be absolutely 100% correct.
Yeah, the church removed.
So as implies a causation.
Yeah, the church removed certain parts of its scriptures and hence removed racism.
And yes.
So what I want to say here is what strikes me is that the church on some level is acknowledging, one, that those scriptures are racist, and two, it's not a big deal if we take them out. So why not take them the F out of our scriptures? Why can't you take them out everywhere?
Good point.
It is a question. It is a question. The bigger question and the more immediate question, I think, is all of the people in Africa who are being given these slimmed down versions of the Book of Mormon and get converted and join the church, and then find out at some point down the line that there's more to the Book of Mormon and the stuff that they weren't allowed to read in their Book of Mormon is, it's really problematic.
It's so bad. You mean all 900,000 of those international converts? I'm just kidding. But like, it's hugely problematic. And it's not just the actual racist doctrine in the scriptures, but it's the fact that this is a literal American church led by white men that has a hugely patriarchal history. And their money is going toward that. Like they're literally sending money to Salt Lake.
Yes.
That's bad. That's really bad.
This is the same kind of thing that Charles described, and also Elder Johnson in his general conference address described in his own personal history about learning the gospel from the missionaries, getting baptized, doing whatever you do, being active and learning and growing between then and your mission, go on your mission. Then he's on his mission, and guess what he finds out about? You mean there was a priesthood and temple ban on black people in the Mormon church from 1852 to 1978? Nobody told me. This is the same kind of thing, except they're actually tailoring their scriptures to make sure that the people in whose language these scriptures are translated into will not find out about the racist teachings in the Book of Mormon.
Yeah, there's already an informed consent problem in Mormonism, and now it's just like with translations, they're just like manipulating even more.
Yeah.
Like I would be really curious too if we can even trust the translations that are being written, because there might be some manipulation happening in the background of like, actually, like this sounds better. I mean, the Polish translation, I served my mission in Poland. There were a lot of Polish has like a third the amount of words that English does. So there was a lot of change in the meaning of things.
Yes.
And sometimes that is okay because it gets across the meaning. Sometimes it can be used for whitewashing. So, yeah.
Hey, Bill, I got a question. Good point, by the way, Laurel. I don't have that RFM logo thing with the lightning bolt.
Already fixed it.
Is it on the right at the top?
No, I've already gone into YouTube and yes, I put it in the left-hand side at the top.
Oh, so no. It should be in the right-hand side at the top. That's balance, my boy.
Well, I hear you. Other than when YouTube puts ads and stuff over the thumbnail prior to the video starting, it would cover it up.
RFM, you always have a lightning bolt in my heart.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bill, Is it possible to do that? Otherwise, that's going to bother me horribly.
But I will fix it. I will make it the way you would like it, even though it's an absolute fail for YouTube.
Otherwise, it's going to make it look like I'm listening to porn.
I don't see what you're talking about.
You see, that's wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you, but it should be on the right side.
This is so fun. I don't see any lightning bolt at all. So
it's on the R.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right.
Sometimes you can't see what's right in front of your face, huh, Laurel?
Wow, there it is.
It's part of the human condition.
AC/DC
By the way, this
vibes.
happened just the other night. It was in front of a newscast. It might have been last Monday or a week ago Monday. And
What's wrong with it?
What's going on? There we go.
Okay.
Thank you. Much better.
Literally,
Muchas, Bill Real.
Make one man happy and piss off all of the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, it could be just a hair to the left, but I'm not going to quibble at this point.
All right.
I am curious what the problem was when it was over on the left. I'm a designer, and
it was all tilting. I was listening to port. All the whites on the left.
Oh, I see. Okay, we got some balance. All right.
And now it's totally balanced because it's on the upper right,
juxtaposed
with the lower left.
Yep, I agree. It should move over like a few pixels, but that's all right.
Thank you. Just a couple of pixels. If you tried it, it would probably be too much. That's how close it is. There you go. I like it. I think we have a winner. Now, do you like it with the white background around the tear part? Because you see that. Yeah, is that okay?
I think it's cool. I thought it was like, whoa, this is a cool thumbnail.
Okay.
I like it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is a Radio Free Mormon original.
Wait, look, it has been moved to the left a little bit. Impressive.
Except for the RFM part. Yeah, he did that.
How did you do that so fast, Bill? I'm like, I think you are our prophet. Like, what's happening?
This is why.
Is this our first presidency?
Like Lacan.
I would rather just be the ward clerk. I'd rather be just a clerk. I just want to write letters saying there is no second no Kimura, and just tell you who told me to say that, and that's all I want to do.
Do you know, once upon a time, I became the special assistant to the bishop, which is a non-existent calling that they made up because I was better than the executive secretary. So I guess
your bishop a pedophile?
No, he was actually awesome. Okay. That one was actually really, really cool.
How old were you?
Oh, I was YSA age, but I was basically the executive secretary, but a woman. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why?
So in Mormonism,
why aren't there more roles like in the bishopric for women? Okay, well, I'm not going to complain because this is an honor.
It is. You just didn't get the salary.
Exactly. Now I was like, oh my God, I was just a fucking secretary for free.
We all work for free in Mormonism. You have to get to a certain level.
So bad.
It's like an MLM. You have to get 3 people, and they have to get 3 people, and they have to get 3 people before you get anything coming back each month.
Exactly. Yep.
So we'll take that off there. We'll put this one up here. This was the original before you fixed it. And thank you very much for that, Bill. I'm kind of getting tired of watching that, but there we go.
All right. I'll just note really quickly, Sunday morning, these usually come out about 9 a.m. I don't think these get a ton of views. Almost Awakened has never been, people want the Mormon content. They don't really want self-help on the other side of deconstruction. But
no, it's awesome.
It's always been the goal, is to help people put together, have the tools, have the resources to put together their own happy, healthy, vibrant second half of life. And so the conversations are always revolving around unhealthy mechanisms that religions use and how you can think outside the box and grow into something bigger, better than you are today. And so this episode was on shame, and we laid out how people or systems, which is still people, it's just groups of people working together to manipulate you in the thing, how they pass along shame in order to control you. And so we give tons of religious examples. We give tons of family system examples, so unhealthy family dynamics, and lay out how you can spot that someone's shaming you. It's pretty easy. You feel shame, but there are others that people don't catch. There's red flags.
Yeah, and sometimes shame, it's just like a bodily reaction. Like, I've done a lot of EMDR for trauma reprocessing, and shame has been the hardest thing for me to heal from and to overcome. It's just a very deeply, like, humanistic, ingrained survival response.
Yeah, and to me, it happens every day. So forget unhealthy people, forget religious systems. You show up in your daily life, and somebody pushes back against an idea you have. They wish you had, done something different, that maybe you forgot something, and they felt like you were inconsiderate of them, and somebody notifies you, and there's a criticism there. It feels like one, and nobody's being unhealthy. Nobody's trying to pick on you, but you feel criticized. You feel shame, and now you'll do anything to avoid talking about it directly. But now the ways that you do show up to talk about it, which is just deflecting and avoiding and sidestepping the issue, ends up actually being the unhealthy thing. It's the way that we talk to each other that misses the mark, and now somebody else is getting bumped into because you had too much anxiety and too much shame yourself to just address the issue head on. And so we have that conversation as well. We talk about what it would mean to show up in experiences and interdialogue with other human beings, and to acknowledge your shame. I'll say one more thing about it, and then I'll move on. In the moments where people feel shame, the best thing they can do to make it go away, the thing you think won't make it go away, is to actually talk about the thing that's shameful. But if you actually go, hey, I'm in a shame story right now. Here's what I'm feeling shame over. Generally, almost always, as long as you have a mildly healthy person on the other side of you, they're going to say the right thing and let you off the hook. And you said it's our feeling reactivity. It's our getting, having an emotional response inside that gets us going down the wrong track. And now two people are now poking at each other, when if the first person would have just said, hey, when you said that thing, not that you did something on purpose or anything, but I was feeling shame around that, and that's why I didn't know how to respond, and I was feeling this, and suddenly that person will show up saying the right thing and letting you off the hook because you just acknowledged it. Brene Brown says the best thing we can do with shame is just to say it out loud, and then it goes away. And when we don't say it, it stays there, and we spend the next 5 minutes in silence, looking weird and awkward, or speaking up but changing the subject, which looks weird on its own. If we just address it head on, it makes it go away. So anyway, there's that Sunday morning at 9. And then
you know what Shakespeare says about that, Bill?
What does he say about shame?
He says, speak truth and shame the devil.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true.
That's awesome. But yeah, I love Brene Brown's other quote: don't puff up, don't shrink, just stand your sacred ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be a good episode.
Laurel, I thought at one point you said you were never Mormon.
I was so Mormon.
You were so Mormon.
I was the most.
When did you know? When did you just self-discover that you were a lesbian?
It was after I left the church. So I was like 28 when I left the church, and then it was probably a year after that I started dating women, but I was in a relationship, so it was open. And then I was like, a year after that, maybe like a year or two after that, I was like, actually, this is what I want, and been dating women ever since. So it took. Why as a straight person did you date? Again, not that you were straight. It's okay. It's fine.
But you told yourself you were straight.
Yeah.
Until you told yourself you were gay.
Uh-huh.
Why did you date a woman when you were straight?
It was literally not even an option. It was just not even an option in my brain. And, you're given this path that you have to follow by the church. And so that is the path I was looking for. Those are the people I was looking for,
Bill, were you asking her, forgive me, Laurel, were you under the impression that she was dating a girl before she realized she was
No, he's
gay?
saying, why didn't I?
What I'm asking is, what is the moment that you considered it, and what was going on at that time that you're like, maybe I'm a lesbian, or maybe I'm straight, but I'm going to date a woman and see what happens? Because I've had people, I'll say this, I've had people who believe themselves to be straight. They had such horrible experiences with men that they tried dating women and then found that that was so much more fulfilling than dating men.
Yeah. There's like, you look back and you can kind of confirm all these little things, like the type of porn I looked at or whatever. And like just being so in love with Rose from Titanic. There's like these little moments, and even like close girlfriends that I'm like, yeah, now I could see how that could have been something else if I had known that was even an option. But because it's not an option, you just keep dating men. And in Mormonism, because men want to get married so fast, well, everyone does. Everyone wants to get married so fast. Basically, as soon as that conversation would start, I would just peace out. So, and I also, my first kiss was at 24, like after my mission. That is a very late time to have a first kiss. And I think it takes some exploration to figure out what you're into. So for me, it started as, I know I'm sexually attracted to women. And then it became,
Me too.
I know, I know, right? Like I'm one of the bros. I get it. And I'm like, and then it became, no, I really want to build a life with a woman, and this is not going to fulfill me. Like, and I personally did have to make a firm decision to stop dating men, because when you're kind of a straight passing woman, men will just pursue you. And when you think you're supposed to do that, then sometimes you just do it. So yeah, I'm kind of like, sometimes you do have to make a hard choice and like let go of that privilege and accept what will make you happier, and it will make you happier. So.
Yeah. I've said this before on the show, but science dictates that a human being, in order to know themselves and to know what they're looking for, needs to experience, on average, dating 17 people.
Whoa.
And yet in Mormonism, we say like, no, go on a mission, get married, go to BYU, get the thing done, get it done and over with. Yeah. And then I can't imagine how many people are trapped in incompatible relationships with people that they care about, that they don't want to hurt, and they don't know how to get the heck out of there. When you were 24, your first kiss was a guy or a girl?
Oh, it was a guy. I mean, I did not date women at all till I left the church. Yeah.
How old were you when you first dated a woman?
20. Well, I would say 30.
30.
I mean, I was dating women like at 28, but I would say 30 was kind of when I came out. So yeah. Pretty late.
We had two people down below. Rob took off, but we do have Boise Unknown.
Oh, wait, is this some rando? No.
Yeah, kind of.
Boise, wait, but I love Boise.
Yeah. He's not the original Some Rando. He's a derivative.
He's not because Some Rando is also a Boise kid, right? And
he's in Idaho. I don't know if he's in Boise. He might be.
Okay, yeah.
He never lets me know where he lives. He doesn't give me
I feel like this is like
me dropping by at all hours.
A synonym. It's a synonym name. I like it.
Yeah, great show. I just wanted to chime in on the the fact that the church is kind of even still today, I still run across things that they're hiding, and it just blows my mind. I left the church back in like 2011, and I've followed everything since then. That was right before Jeremy Reynolds wrote his CES letter, and so it was a little harder back then. You had to do your own research, but
yeah,
I'm also running across it.
I didn't read the CS letter till I'd already left. So yeah.
So, but just last week, I noticed something that I didn't know anyway. Maybe you guys know already, but in Letter Book 1, that's the one where, the 1832. Yeah. The whole thing with the safe of, Joseph Fielding Smith. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I can present here, but there's still pages that were in that book that are missing.
Yeah. The back 8.
I didn't even know that.
The back 8, 16 pages. We know they had writing on them. It was a book it's Letter Book 1. So it's just a letter book. So you can write it in on one side. And then what they do is at some point is they flip it over and turn it in for end and open it up again.
Mm-hmm.
which is now the back of the book, except the book doesn't really have a back or a front except what you choose to give it.
Right. And in
You've
front
written a few
of it,
pages into the front, and you can flip it over to the back, open it up again, and start writing. And that's what the person did. And then at some point, somebody came to that book and tore out the first 8 pages from that side, which was the second front. It could have been the first front if the other one was the second front. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But they took them out, they tore them out, and we can tell there was writing on them because they left these little stubbies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Down there where the binding is. And
Yeah.
on the little stubbies, we can see that there was writing.
Yeah.
On
And
the
they
page.
rebound that whole book before they even did the Joseph Smith papers. So it makes you wonder if they're trying to hide something or what. But
Well, the historian's office has responded to queries, and they have assured us that they do not know where those 8 missing leaves are. 16 pages, right front and back.
It is a
But they
sealed
are-
book. They cannot read it.
if you go into the
Exactly.
source notes on there, it admits that they're gone and missing. So yeah, and in fact, there's even the page right before the 1832 First Vision account. That one's still missing too.
I'm so sorry. I was looking so closely at that. That I wasn't listening to you. What did you say? The last thing that's missing too?
I was saying the on the other side of the book from those missing 8 pages, you've got the 1832 account, right?
Right, but those got taped back in the the 1960s.
They got
Yeah,
reattached.
That's fascinating. It's got to
if
be
you
way
look
worse
at-
than that. If
Yeah,
it's
but if you look at those and zoom in on the page before that account, that page is also missing.
Now, which page, on the front or the back?
like the left side.
On the front, the page before the first page of the 1832 account.
Well, it starts at the beginning, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't start in
No.
the middle of a sentence, does it?
No, there's a couple pages before that, but there's one that's missing right in front of it, and you have to look at the top of the page, right in the gutter, and zoom in, and you can see it. I've seen it referred to other places. I can't remember where, but it's missing. Otherwise, if it wasn't there, it actually covers the cut from that first page of the 1832 account. But you can see it. There's another page that's missing. So, anyways,
By the way, can't
I
see
just wanted to bring
anything.
that up. I just can't believe that I keep running across stuff like that. Still,
Is there any
even now that I don't know.
pressing into the next paper that would allow us to read what was written on the page that was in front of it?
I wish. I think you need to go down there and assume you're guys of Nancy Drew. You can go with Rebecca Biblioteca and go down there and look at the originals and do whatever it is you need to do with those to figure it out and see if you can find out the impressions and tell us
That'd
what
be
was on
amazing.
those pages.
I don't know if you remember this, RFM, but when you did the episode with me back, this was early on, Mormonism Live, episode 17, Mormon Minecraft. And you had come across, I wanted to document it so people could find it later, but you came across the Joseph Knight Sr.
Yes.
recollection document,
Yes.
which is missing the beginning. It has also been removed. And it starts with Moroni giving Joseph Smith the plates, but it starts mid-sentence or whatever, and you can tell that something's missing.
Everybody agrees that something is missing, but what is unknown is how many pages. Is it one or more, and what was on them?
Yeah, and D. Michael Quinn, I can't remember exactly, but I think D. Michael Quinn had suggested that he thought what it was some reference to Joseph Smith's treasure digging.
He did, and I disagreed with him on that respectfully, because it seemed to me obvious that something that's now torn out isn't the treasure digging so much as it is, obviously, it's a first vision account.
Yeah.
This is 1832 or 1833, and what might that first vision account sound like? I'm going to bet it's going to sound more like the 1832 first vision account.
Angel, maybe?
Who knows? But somebody tore it out because they didn't want it. And we know that somebody else tore another version out because they didn't want it accessible.
Yeah,
so it all lines up to me.
You had also shown that the 1835 account, while not as intentional, was also hidden away for a while. The 1832 account, of course, was cut out and hidden away. Really quickly, I just think this is so interesting to bring this back up again. I laid out the facts here. The fact one is that the church has a history of hiding things, and I list a bunch of stuff there that's been hidden, obscured. Fact two, Joseph Knight Sr.'s recollection document is missing at least one page and perhaps multiple pages, because we don't know. All we know is it starts partway into a document. It starts mid-thought, and historians and scholars on both sides, as you pointed out, agree that a page or pages are missing. Fact 3, Joseph Knight Sr.'s recollection is demonstrably a history of Joseph Smith and not a self-history. The writing is intentionally telling the Joseph Smith story and wants the reader to be informed of the events and occurrences in the life of Joseph Smith Jr. Fact 4, the Joseph Knight Sr. recollection is written clearly in chronological order. He shares events and occurrences in chronological order, starting with the earliest and working forward in time. Fact 5.
Can I throw something in here, Bill? Because first off, I don't know if it's in your facts, but one of the facts is that Joseph Knight Sr. was present when all this stuff was going down. He was on the scene. In other words, he had proximity. He was able to witness and write about
contemporary source. In other words,
it's contemporary and also first person.
Mm-hmm.
He is side by side with Josiah Stoll in many of these events. Joseph Knight, if I'm not mistaken, is the person who either loaned or had his black horse taken from him so that Joseph could go and fetch the plates.
The other thing is that the reason that and I don't know if this is in your facts, and I apologize. I've got all excited about this once more now you brought it up, Bill. It's a great find, and so few people know about it. But the other thing is that the reason I thought it was not taken out in order to hide money digging is because money digging is still mentioned in the part that remains.
Yes. Fact 5, he begins sharing events that had happened before he had ever met Joseph Smith Jr. We know this because the document as we have it begins mid-thought in 1823, where Moroni is informing Joseph Smith of where the plates are located in the hill, and it continues to lay out events in chronological order going forward from there. Combine that with our knowing that Joseph Knight Sr. doesn't meet Joseph Smith until at least 1825 and likely 1826. Fact number 6, Joseph Knight Sr. ends his historical narrative in 1833. Any major historical events in Mormonism between 1833 and his death in 1847 are absent from his writing, indicating a high likelihood that his history was written and at least completed just after the final 1833 event that he concludes with.
Yes.
Inference 1. The most similar event, if in fact another First Vision account, is the 1832 First Vision account being cut out of Joseph Smith's personal journal by someone inside the church and stored away from public awareness for decades until rumor got out. The educated inference is that the person on both ends of removing and reattaching the document was Joseph Fielding Smith, who became church historian in 1921. The data deeply implicates him as the person. Inference 2, historians inside and outside the church seem to agree that the missing pages were removed by the LDS church because something in them was damaging to faith and the dominant narrative. D. Michael Quinn, once a historian under Leonard Arrington and a former staff member inside the church history department, stated, quote, rather than being destroyed, it is more likely that Knight's first page ended up in the private safe of Joseph Fielding Smith. Sure. During his service as official LDS church historian from 1920 to 1970. Apostle Smith put in this safe any historical documents he regarded as extremely sensitive. When he became LDS president in January 1970, Joseph Fielding Smith had this safe removed to the vault of the First Presidency, where its contents remain today.
They still got it.
I mean, it's really giving national treasure, I gotta say.
That's the other too, is when the church history department, Radio Free Mormon, reached out to the church history department when we did this episode and asked them where the location of that page was.
Oh my God.
The
What?
church historians responded that it just can't be found. But I'm telling you that the church historians only know so much, and there are things that are inside the First Presidency vault that even they are not allowed to know about.
Okay, I have to interject a tiny little thing. When you guys were talking about the numbers and how the church lies about the numbers or inflates the numbers on converts, I was like, some of these people don't even know. Like, they actually believe these reports they're seeing, because we know if they can lie about something as big as how much wealth the church has, and they can hide that from actual members of the first presidency and 12 apostles, of course they can hide the actual numbers from them. I mean,
They
it's
just announced they're creating 55 new missions. Seriously? 55 new missions.
I mean, my mission had 11 women and 20 men or something. So like, you can make little tiny missions.
Wait a second. You
Yeah,
said
they're
you
probably
went
just
to
dividing them
Poland.
up.
I want
Yeah,
to hear
my mission in Poland was a single mission. It was the whole country. There were 11 sisters. I think I underreported the men, but it was probably 40. It was probably 40 elders. That was for
Okay,
the
well,
entire country.
I come from a day when it was sort of understood that the rule was around 200 missionaries per mission.
No, that they really narrowed it down when I got there. Anyway, I don't want to branch too far off the main topic, but yeah. But
I think the
What's the
biggest thing
unknown?
that kind of
I don't believe the numbers. Yeah.
BU.
I think
How did you go on a mission, BU?
I did. Yeah, I went to
How many
Houston,
missionaries
Texas.
were in your mission, and when was it?
Oh, geez. It started out as the Texas Houston East mission, and then it split partway through. There was, I don't even know how many there was. There was a lot, though. It was a big mission. I mean, it covered all the way from Corpus Christi up to, Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Well, Laurel's was an entire country.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they're also very Catholic out there. So
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that bothers me about the whole Joseph Smith papers thing, which I think it's great that they're putting the info out there, but I think half of the strategy is to kind of give the members the impression that all of the information is out there.
Exactly.
Right? But it's not. They're obviously holding a bunch more back. I mean, you just showed the disclaimer on there that's like, hey, if you see anything there we should take down, let us know. Obviously, that means they got a big pile of stuff they never put up. But it
It's
just makes the members,
inoculation, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's a little bit of the truth, and then you can be inoculated against the rest of the truth because you think you saw it all.
Yeah, I've got
And
all
you
my
haven't.
family still in the church, all of them, every single one. They're 100% in. It's their identity. And I was talking to my brother the other day, and he's like, "Oh, the church puts everything up there now. It's all in the Joseph Smith papers." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, dude, you have no idea."
Also, has he even read what's available? I bet he hasn't. I bet he hasn't.
He was trying to tell. I said something about how the church hides stuff, and both him and my mom bounced back immediately before I could even finish the last syllable, and we're like, "No, they don't. They don't hide anything ever," And so I had to go into this big elaborate thing where I made a video and sent it off to him about the first vision, or the.
I'm sure that worked out great.
Yeah, so I showed it to him. It was chill. I mean, he accepted it by the end of it because there's no way around it. I mean, the proof is there. There's no interpretation to get around the fact that they hid it. I mean, the church admits it at this point, really. So
I want to say one more thing about this, and then I'll send this away. But RFM made the point. First off, when you know that Joseph Smith wrote his first vision account in 1832, that is an acknowledgement that I'm going to start telling this story. We know, again, based on the facts, we can presume that Joseph Knight wrote his account, at least completed it in 1833, a year after Joseph Smith's first vision account. You could safely assume that Joseph Knight's account would have had a first vision account in it. Knight was both comfortable sharing that which he was in the presence of Joseph for, and that which happened before he came into the picture. And we end up starting off with Moroni in 1823. What would have been, again, when you tear something out, it's right where you tear it out is where you feel safe having people at that point forward having it. And as RFM pointed out, the later material, and here it is up here, the later material already has Joseph Knight mentioning Josiah Stoll in the treasure digging. So it's not a fact that needs to be hidden. What would have come right before the 1823 Moroni that would deem for Joseph Fielding Smith to cut it out with a penknife as well and store it away in the vault too. And it almost certainly would be a First Vision account. And whatever that First Vision account said, it's much more likely that it would have resembled the 1832 account than the 1838 Wentworth letter account.
Mm-hmm.
I even think just more generally, you can say that whatever it was something that was pretty damning because they were hiding it. So whatever was on it.
There's another First Vision account floating around out there.
Yeah, it's got to be different, right? Because if they taped back in the other one,
worse than that.
It's got to be worse. It's got to be different. It's got to be creating more distress in the membership. Like,
well, and the only reason they put the 1832 in there was because people got wind of it on the outside, like it got leaked, right? And so they were getting pressured by Tanner and by the guy that was doing the thesis or whatever. And so I think they were just tricked. They didn't know exactly what everybody on the outside knew. They knew information was being leaked. And so I think he was just pressured to release it through the whole thesis thing. So I don't know. I think he just thought, well, this is all they know about, so that's all I'm going to give them.
Yeah. Wow.
If they did produce it, it would be additional evidence as well of hiding stuff. You can't bring it forward without saying I've been hiding it.
Yeah.
Well, look what I just found in the church.
The tape is there.
If anybody wants to follow that story, it is posted over on Reddit. I'm putting it in the live chat. I'm also going to put it in the show notes. So if anybody's watching this after the live show, you can go chase that down. You can go watch the original episode where RFM talked about it, and you can read the write-up I put in laying out the data points that makes the argument, I think, much more cohesive and rational and reasonable than even D. Michael Quinn's summation of what he thought was going on.
And if you inherit a safe, let us know.
I think it would be okay and not amiss to actually talk to the church right now, since we know they monitor this program, and call upon you to release the last 8 pages of Letter Book 1 and the first pages of the Joseph Knight Sr. history of Joseph Smith. You have them. You know you have them. You know it's on them. Stop keeping the membership in the dark and produce them so that we can read them as well as you.
This is relevant. I'm a 6th generation Mormon. It's always a part of my heritage. So this is a part of my heritage, LDS Church.
Yeah.
We deserve
they would not have thrown them away. There's no way they would have thrown
There's
them away.
no way. Because it might serve them at some point, they think, you know?
They kept everything else. They kept Clayton's journal. They kept the Council of 50 Minutes. They kept the 1838, or I'm sorry, the 1886 First Vision account.
1886 Revelation of John Taylor is what you mean.
Yeah, people have a right to have all the information to make an informed decision about whether they want to dedicate their time and energy and life and money to the church. And when you hold things back, you're doing so because you know by letting the full truth be out there, you are creating a weaker argument that your side of things is true. And there is a vault inside the vault that still has things, and they want to ignore it, and they don't want you to ask questions about it.
Maybe a protest for releasing the 8 pages needs to be organized.
And it's actually
I might get a little news.
It's actually 8 leaves and 16 pages. So
there's true.
There's
just like the barges and the stones of the Jaredites. 8 and
plus
16,
that one in front. There is that other one in front of the. Look at it. Check that out. Zoom in on it. You can see it at the top right before that 1832 account. It's there.
I predict in 100 years, no one's going to believe in Jesus. It's going to be one angel, and they're going to be like, now we can release this version of the First Vision where it was just an angel, and it's beneficial to us. That is what they're doing. They have it all. They're holding it all.
We'll be in a really good position if 100 years from now they're worshiping salamanders.
Right. I really, really hope that it's actually a salamander in this version. I just would be so happy.
Wouldn't it be great?
I was bummed when that was debunked. I mean, really.
That'd be amazing.
You like the salamander.
I would just love to see my mom
salamander.
Accept it. I mean, my mom can accept anything the church does. Literally. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. She can figure out a way to accept it and buy into it and just, lockstep. So I would love something like a salamander in there and just see how she can
the magic worldview is back, baby. I mean, like, so why not?
People talk about how Joseph Smith couldn't have carried all that gold around because it was too heavy. What do you do if you're a salamander?
I think a
Right.
little friend, a little salamander, that would be delightful.
Gotta have the aquarium
Like a
somewhere
Disney
to hold
movie.
it.
That's the sidekick, the salamander.
Yes.
Joseph Smith's sidekick is the salamander.
One other thing I think that is important to note here is that after we did that episode and we had all of this data written out, I'm going to put it back up on here on the screen. I linked Joseph Knight Sr.'s recollection. You should be able to click this and go right to it at BYU Studies. And now it doesn't go there anymore.
Oh my God.
So
that is not a coincidence.
You can see right up here what the name, again, Jesse, Joseph, da-da-da. So it's not there. It's now this other thing, but it still has the same URL of being the Joseph Knight PDF.
Is any of those journals
Good
down
job,
there? Do they
Bill.
contain
You're
it?
single-handedly responsible for the loss of knowledge.
Yeah, Bill Reel has single-handedly fucked up more things in the Mormon church than any other human being.
Can we search for it?
I don't see Joseph Knight's thing here.
And I mean that in a good way.
Y'all, I have loved some of the old documents. There's a great one. This is so off topic, but in the LA Times from one of Brigham Young's daughters who was there during the massacre, and it's very damning. Like, I just
The Los Angeles massacre?
I just recommend you. No, during the Mountain Meadows massacre.
Yeah.
She was there.
Okay.
And she tells the story years later, and she's living in LA at the time. And there's a newspaper like of an interview with her. And it's very clear that Brigham like demanded the massacre. So it's obvious, but it's nice to have the extra sources. So yeah.
I didn't know there were any female Mormons there.
In LA?
Now you do. No, at Mountain Meadows.
Sorry, she was in the house when Brigham was talking about it and ordering it.
I'd love to see that source.
I will find it for you. Yep.
I'm so hesitant to put Brigham Young at the foot of that crime other than setting up the scene with violent rhetoric that I would need a source. And even then it sounds like a secondhand one, which I trust is legit, but also can't trust is legit because
that's okay. I respect that. I do.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Boise Unknown. We're going to let you go. Appreciate you joining the show.
Good old BU. See you later. Not to be confused with BO.
How much of the Clayton journals do you think will be redacted?
All the good stuff.
It will be. We're at 9:45, but we do have a familiar face down below.
Oh my gosh.
Is it
Too
Colby?
familiar. No. Colby, you got to call in because Laurel just wants to see you. Instead, we have Tim.
Hi, Tim.
So Laurel, we have some lovely parting gifts for you. Meet
Michael
Tim
Corbeard.
Rathbone.
As a lesbian bromance for Kobe. So call in, Kobe.
Come not between the dragon and his rock bone.
Sam, be quick. We're got to get out of here. I've got places to go and people to see.
I found a PDF of the night history. It's online.
Yeah,
I just found
What
it.
is?
totally know it's out there, but the church changed the link that
Yeah,
originally
right. I just want to let people know it's out there. And I think it's written in blue pencil, if I remember right, on foolscap paper, but it's been a while. So it's been longer than that since 76. Oh God, 86 was the last time I saw it. 85. Yeah.
Will you go on the record? Will you go on the record for the first time ever disagreeing with D. Michael Quinn and acknowledge that Radio Free Mormon is almost certainly correct, that what we're missing is another First Vision account?
I agree. I that is a definite possibility.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's obvious. Thank you. Enough about me. Let's talk about your beautiful beard there, Tim. I love what you're doing with it. You look like a chia pet.
It's really nice.
We're going to have to start calling you Chia Tim.
Thank you.
It's a nice, cool tone to it. I like it.
Thanks.
It looks like it wants to take over the world.
Not Tim Rathbone.
No, just his beard.
Oh.
Keep it going. A couple more months, and you're gonna be able to go to the mall and have a job there.
That's what he's growing it for. He does this every year.
It'll be like a Baba Yaga. What is it? The lady who made the pasta that took over the whole town. That'll be you, but with your beard.
Okay.
Just make sure you tell your probation officer about that job, okay, Tim?
We'll do. We'll
Hey,
do.
Tim, will you post
They
that,
like to know those kinds of things.
will you post that link in the live chat so that I can grab it?
I can't. You can't post links in the live chat.
Will
That's
you
true.
email it to me?
If
Yes.
you email it to Bill, he can post it.
Yeah, I'll put it back up and then they'll change that one too.
Bill is already thinking of the workaround.
It's under the
Well, send
Knight
it to me at
family.
least. I want to see it
The-
too.
The Knight family has a website, and it's on their website. That's where I found it.
Okay, great.
Well, the church doesn't show it anymore. They did not like where we were taking that.
Well, is it digitized in the church library? I wonder if the archives has digitized it.
You would think so.
I think they probably
That could
just
be in
changed the
Joseph Smith
link
papers.
because of Bill's post, but
Well,
they didn't
I'm-
remove it completely. I'm assuming.
I'm
sure they
talking
can-
about the actual document. I'm not talking about a typescript,
Got it.
which I read 86. Yeah, I think it was 86. It's been too long. Anyway, it's just been too long.
That was practically back when they wrote it.
Yeah,
It's
right.
2 years before I was born. So
Oh, wow.
What do you think of that? Laurel Hell, born the same year that I believe Die Hard came out.
And that's when I wrote the.
Coincidence?
which one? The first?
The only one, yeah. Die Hard, yes. It's like
I
Jaws.
agree. That's the only one.
It's like Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is a remarkable franchise because after the first one, they've managed to make ever increasingly bad remakes.
They did get worse over time.
Yes. Although Sean Connery got it up a little bit over, the second one, I think. But that second one,
it kind of gives a little bit of, Mormon fan fiction history. The chalice, I don't know, it feels a little bit like fan fiction Mormon history because of the Masonic connection and the old biblical connection.
you're talking about the third one, right?
Oh shit, yeah, I was talking about the third one.
The guy with trying to
Wasn't
find the
Sean
Holy
Connery
Grail.
the knight? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, he was one of the original. What would you call him?
We got tarot in the house. I
Hey,
would stay up
Ro.
all night to
Oh
do
my
tarot
God.
with y'all.
What you have to know about the chalice is that
Oh,
the pellet with the poisons in the vessel with the pestle, the chalice from the palace has the brew that is
true, that
true.
is true. Yes. And the purple prince, I can't remember.
Neither can I.
Purple. I know what you're talking about.
This is amazing, Bill.
Is that
Purple
from-
pencil.
Experience to talk to somebody who gets my jokes.
I
Is that
know.
is that from a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court?
No.
But
It's
they would probably reenact
The
this.
Danny Kaye movie, though, right? It's from the Danny
Danny
Kaye
Kaye,
movie.
yeah, the court jester.
Thank you. The court jester. Okay.
Yeah.
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 A classic, absolutely.
Such a
Oh,
classic.
Thank
Those eight pages that are torn out,
Yes.
maybe they used them for letters and they might not exist, but who knows?
Do you have them?
If I
Tim,
did,
the whole time.
I call that a definite yes.
if I did, I'd
It's
tell
in
you.
his will to give them to you, RFM.
I don't think that's accurate. I think what we do know is that those 8 leaves were cut out in the same fashion that the 1832 account was cut out.
Hey, Bill, is that you? Because you sound
No,
like
no,
you're in the shark cage underwater.
All right,
With
I
Richard
just
Dreyfuss.
muted Tim. It's Tim. So whatever noise is in Tim's home, his cats fighting with each other or something. But so I muted you,
Some kind
Tim.
of
I'm really
squeaky
sorry about
device that we can't see in the camera angle.
And in fact, Tim, I'm going to let you go. Okay, just have a great day. Thank you so much. If I'm not mistaken, the 8 leaves, 16 pages are cut out in the same fashion that the 1832 account was cut out. Hence, it's irrational to try to make them, having been removed at an earlier time, used for letters when they were cut out with the same tool that Joseph Fielding Smith used to cut out the 1832 account. It is much more reasonable and rational to suggest that he cut out those 8 leaves for the same reason he cut out the 1832 First Vision account.
Okay, so people are suggesting that he himself cut it out to send because he wrote a letter and
I
then
think
sent
that's
it off.
what Tim was suggesting.
Hmm.
But I thought a letter book wasn't for writing letters; it's for documenting and copying
Yeah, you
down the
wouldn't-
letters that you sent.
you wouldn't write a letter in something that you had to cut out to send. You would write it in something that was made for that.
Yeah. Of course,
So,
they use these books for anything, but still, I think that all things together, I'm probably right.
Mhm.
Did it look like it was cut with scissors or like with an X-Acto knife, if that even existed back then? Like, okay.
There's little children's scissors, like those playroom scissors with the blunt
Yeah,
end.
I was like, because it's hard with binding. It's gonna leave like a, but if you use a knife,
Stan Larson suggested it was done with a penknife.
Interesting.
And so it's a somewhat modern tool, and the 8 leaves were cut out. It was cut out the same way. And once you already know how much the church is hidden, how many things Joseph Fielding Smith hid, and that's cut out in the same way. Again, it's the most reasonable, rational answer is that they're being cut out to be hidden as well.
Fascinating. I hope we find them someday.
Fascinating, Captain.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're giving the church the benefit of the doubt when you don't need to.
I know. What people are just, it's like we have to like accommodate, but it's like they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt at all. Ever.
No,
it's like we only do that to strongman our argument.
Yeah. They deserve to have everything they say questioned because they have such a horrible track record of deception.
Yeah.
And that's why I always say, look, maybe I wouldn't scrutinize this organization so much if they didn't claim to be the one true Church of Jesus Christ. You deserve way more scrutiny if you make those claims.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you do.
Yeah. Well, I want to
require so much scrutiny. I'd be out of a job if they just told the truth.
Yeah, we wouldn't have anything to do if they told the truth. I do want to say thank you, Laurel. Thank you for joining us tonight and being a part of Mormonism After Dark. Very much appreciate you joining the show and for the conversation that ensued tonight.
It has been delightful. Cheers. Don't you mean to say thank you, RFM, for joining tonight? Because that's who I am.
I'll let you take us home, RFM. I think you're way better at that than I am. So
I was waiting to see who the real RFM was, and you blew it.
Oh my God. I'm like, I can only think of French poems right now.
Yes. The true RFM would never be thinking of French poems at a time like this.
All right.
All I know in French is "On y soit qui mal y pense."
Oh, mal y pense.
Something about thinking bad thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's also what De Soto once said. I think it was De Soto was the explorer who went down looking for the fountain of youth. Wait a second. No, it wasn't this. It was Ponce de Leon. That's right. He used to say, "I am Ponce de Leon." No. What he said was, okay, this time I'll try and get it right, folks.
Ponce de Leon.
My name is de Leon. It used to be Ponce de Leon, but I lost my Ponce.
See, this makes no sense because de Leon means of Leon. So he can't be of Leon. That's grammatically incorrect. I just have to say.
Well, if he were wearing pants, perhaps he would be a little better at his grammar. But only Swaki Mali Pons means, as I understand it, let him be cursed who speaks evil of it.
Let him be cursed who steals my pants.
That's the one. It's the what is it? It is the motto of the Order of the Garter.
The Garter?
Yes. It's a very
then it all tracks.
I know it sounds funny. I know it sounds
I think it
funny.
all ties together. Pants, garters, you know.
It probably is funny, but it has to do with lawyers.
Oh.
And the law. It's a very, very high, noble society of which only the very select and best lawyers are admitted.
Oh, like the Masons.
Which is why I never got asked. But the motto is, and it comes from, I'm sure, England, Oni Swaki Mali Pons, because it's about let him be cursed who speaks evil of it. And that's probably of the order or of the garter itself.
Wow.
I don't know why anybody would be tempted to
society like we're so used to already. It's kind of perfect. By the way, I created a tattoo for myself, which is the sign of the past master mason, because I did it all and I retired. So
you did all the masonry?
Yeah, basically, symbolically in Mormonism.
Oh, that's right. You did.
I reached my cap and I retired.
Does that mean you have the tattoo or just the design?
No, I made it and I got it.
Is it something you would show us?
Yeah,
your wrist.
If I could roll my sleeves up, but I have a I have a very fancy shirt on right now that does not allow rolling of the sleeves. So
Understood. Okay.
Mhm.
What does
It's
it look
basically
like?
a compass with a sun inside. That's the sign, but I made a very like modern graphic design version of it.
Is the compass up or down? Down? Is that a little sun inside?
Yeah. It's a compass with a sun inside.
I like it. I like it. All
Are
right.
you guys ready for Halloween next week? You gonna be
It's
dressed
a week
up?
from tonight.
You better not pussy out on me. You better wear a really good outfit. I want
We
to see
better
good
do
costumes.
what?
I want to see good costumes.
Well, you really get pushy guests, don't you, Bill?
Got it. Yeah. You got it though. I've got my costume. It's right. I'm looking right at it.
Are you really?
Ready to rock and roll.
I'm very excited to see it.
I've got all the makeup in the back room in the dressing room.
Nice.
I've got makeup going, baby.
Behind the Balrog, behind the glowy Balrog.
Yes. And over a little bit off. Yes. But back there in that general direction. In that general direction, that's where it is. So I've got makeup, and I figure since I'm wearing tux all the time, what would be more natural than the unnatural?
Are you
What
going
would
nude?
be more dead than the undead?
Okay, you're going to be undead.
I'm probably going to have to shave a little bit. Maybe if I shave this, I keep the goatee and the mustache, and then I black them all out, and I black out my hair, and I come as Greg Mattson. How would that be?
Amazing.
Quick media.
I know that's rude. I'm sorry, Greg. Bill made me do it.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, and I could just talk into my microphone all night like this.
All right, I've had 2 glasses, so I gotta go tinkle.
Okay.
It's been delightful.
It's been fun.
Is there a tinkle here? Ivana Tinkle? Is there an Ivana Tinkle here? Ivana Tinkle. See, if you just keep saying it, finally
I
someone
get it.
will laugh.
I get it.
Just out of mercy, you know.
My favorite is Mike Hunt.
I personally like mine as well. RFM is like,
Take us home,
trying to
RFM.
get us out of the water, and he keeps sticking a hole in the boat.
Yeah.
you just stuck a hole in the boat by saying hole in the boat.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. It's almost 2 hours. We're here before 2 hours is up. Was she trying to talk? Did you have her on mute, Bill?
No, you're going in and out. Something's wrong with your audio.
It's a sign.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. I'm just gonna take over.
It's a sign we need to close up here.
It was a stupor of thought, RFM.
He's in charge. Our spiritual thought for the day is, I hope this is me, because otherwise the entire world has gone insane. I just hope it's me going crazy. I'll be seeing Kwaku later tonight.
It is you.
But
Bill is fucking with you.
don't do that, Bill. You know what your mother told you about that the last time. She said, don't fuck with RFM.
She said, don't do that.
All right. Well, hopefully people out there are finding this more amusing than I am. Anyway, we're going to have to leave now. Thank you again, Laurel Hell, and you, Bill Reel, for joining us tonight. Have a great weekend. And don't forget, Radio Free Mormon tomorrow night premiering at 7:00 p.m. Mountain Time. It'll be great. I'll be there. You be there. Good night, everybody. Have a great weekend.